Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be reviewing the entirety of an album by an act named 7x12 titled Dreams. And if we switch over to here, I'm going to take the chance to turn off the camera because I've just done two single reviews and I don't know if you know about Canon cameras. Basically they've got a time limit on their video recording of about 30 minutes because of like some legal stuff, so I have to make sure I'm not forgetting to turn it off in case there's because if I don't do that, there's issues. But anyways, getting back to the review. We got 7x12 Dreams released this year. There's 11 songs, 34 minutes, 27 seconds. We are going to be listening through the entirety of all of this album from start to finish, and we're going to be hearing what we think. So let's do this. Let's go. Thunderbird to start proceedings. Sweet. Oh, that's nice. Instantly nice and loud. Bit of Foley there. Oh, shakers. Woodwinds. Instantly really professional vibe to this. It sounds cinematic. Is that a pan flute or something like that? That's a Peruvian instrument, isn't it? It's really cool. It's really dope texture to it. I just want to talk about, for anyone watching this for the first time, if they're unfamiliar with 7x12, just close your eyes, remove yourself from any distractions, and just take the time to just sit and appreciate what you're listening to, because there's a lot of stuff in here that if you're multitasking with watching something whilst you're listening to this, you may potentially miss it. So just sit down, close your eyes, just have a listening session through this album, because I guarantee you're going to have a great time. Like, I get that vibe almost immediately. Lovely simple melodies that are accentuated by the other layers to something bigger than the sum of its individual parts. Bigger as individual parts, I guess. Oh, that transition was cute. I love it. It's so airy and dreamlike. Those vibratos there are a very difficult thing to mimic through like synthetic or electronic music. You know, like how you have people that like can like, for instance, like they have drum sounds so they can program drums into a song if they're doing music production. You can't do that with this kind of instruments. They have to be acoustically played. So instantly you have a level of class, a level of performance here this which you just have to respect, because they're nailing every single one of these little sections that they're putting within the song with the instruments and the leads and the pads that sound like you're floating through the air and stuff like that. This guy could do like, I don't know. Sorry, this guy, this Perez. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's just instantly stunning and like lovingly crafted. I haven't really heard anything like this before, so this is a new thing for me. I've heard atmospheric music before, ambient stuff, but nothing quite like this, or at least not in a very, very, very long time. And I love that. Thank you for making something different. Um, the first track with an album like this is just so incredibly important, especially if a lot of it is instrumental, because if your instrumental track, the music by itself, cannot stand by itself, you're screwed. You're just totally screwed. The fact that Thunderbird was so easy to listen to, so easy to get lost in, means that the rest of the album likely is as well. And that's just, it's a great first impression. We've got Angel, track number 2. Oh, we got that, a riser of some kind with some drums. This is very different, isn't it? We're going for some EDM vibes. See, I wouldn't have expected that from Thunderbird, so I'm wondering if this is meant to be sort of representative of the song title or something else. Got some chill step going on here. Nice side chaining with those kicks. What we got there? We got some major triads here. Yep, everything's harmonizing really well. There's no dissonant or chromatic notes here that seem out of place. Their sub drop there was stunning. I'm liking that we have no low end in this bit. Yeah, I am wondering if this is based off of dreams that 7x12 has had. Ooh, that bass is keeping going. I'm really enjoying this. It's pretty dope. We got that build again with those filtered snare drums and that riser. Again, there's like one main bass line that's being repeated, and it's not quite the same as with Thunderbird. We had 2 or 3 distinct individual sections. We had like an A, B, C, B, A kind of thing going on with Thunderbird. Angel's more kind of like intro, build, drop, and twice with that. But I think that's totally fine. It's nice that we didn't just go like for the traditional kind of electro house vibe. 2, 3, 4, kick, snare, kick, snare. Going for a halftime is like something I didn't expect. And I adore that I didn't expect that, because the unpredictability makes it inherently interesting. There's some interesting offbeat accents with those boom, 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 boom. Those octave shifts, which are kind of fun as well. Really well mixed. Everything sounds nice and present with the mix without kind of trying to flatten each other. Nice delay chain on that. It just sizzles and peters out. Really classy. That was Angel. We got Swinger, number 3. We are blasting through these tracks, dude. Blasting through them. I see you. Where are we going with this? Oh, we're going into some of this jazz house? What's the name for it? There's a specific name for this kind of music where they infuse like electronic elements with this kind of old time swing. This is music from the 30s put into this. Oh, there we go. I like it. I dig it, man. It's classy, dude. This is where the house kick, click, kick, clap stuff really works. I wonder who, like, figured that these two were together first. Like, who was the one who originally was like, let's just put this jazz stuff with it, man? And they were like, yeah, hell yeah. Loving that LP scratches there in the past, like in the background. I wasn't expecting it to suddenly turn into like, hang on a minute, I gotta check this out, dude. It's electro swing, so that's what it is. Thank you, Google. I need to listen to more electro swing. I got into vaporwave, but I want to hear more of this too. It pumps, man. It pumps. That kick is... It's so seductive and hypnotic. It still sounds like you're kind of dreaming about it because of the reverb tails and everything like that, but like it's just so catchy, dude. He's pocketing so hard, dude. Like, the production expertise on display here. Oh, we're slowing down. Is this turning into a night? What? Where are we going? Why did it go away? I could have listened to like 4 minutes of that stuff, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Angel and Thunderbird, but that was poppin', man. That was poppin'. Swinger was poppin', dude. I get this album now. I think I'm starting to understand it a bit better. Dreams, the self-titled track off of the album. Or the album's namesake, I suppose. Now this sounds like Dreams. I'm getting emotional about this for some reason. And by emotional, I mean sometimes I hear music and it makes me kind of get a bit teary. And it's not because I'm sad about it. It's just because something resonates within me that touches me on like a level and inside my heart or something. I don't know. But I think it's also because it reminds me of some of the music I listened to like from video games or stuff when I was younger. I love this kind of music, dude. I adore it to pieces. These interesting, like, smooth texture, like these pads, they're lovely, and the kicks and the clicks and those snares. Yep, I can't help but nod, man. This guy's got a poppin'. What a fantastic start to a new month, man. February. The music is insane, man. The game is strong, dude. People taking advantage of all the stuff available out there to make stuff like this. It pops, man. It bops. Just before we get into this next half of the track, I just want to say that chord progression is an unusual one by itself. If you just had that one once and didn't have it in the right, even the right genre of music, like if it was if you had more of an aggressive tonality to those pads or something, it would sound almost nightmarish. But when you soften it and when you make it fluffy like clouds and you're soaring through it, and I can imagine there's stars around me for some reason. The fact that this music is even encouraging me to imagine that is emblematic of the fact, or emblematic? It is a show. Don't know my words, man. It just goes to show there's some classy stuff, man. It's well done. Yo, it's great. You don't really need a build. You can keep everything low-key if you want. Ooh. Give me more. I like this, please. The only thing that, like, I would personally put in here, and this is very kind of like, oh, you're reviewing it, what would you possibly... I would have liked an additional sort of lead synth melody on top of this. I feel like if there was like even a simple one, just for a little bit of extra spice in the outro, it would have been nice. There's just a lot of space in the mix. And you have these sequences, these arpeggiators going in here, and it's catchy. But having like even a nice soft lead, even if it was like relatively ambient with like a lot of reverb and like fluffy, might have been kind of dope. But it's okay because Dreams by itself, I loved the track. It was well mixed and mastered. All the instruments fit well together. And I understood it on level. And it was 2 minutes 20, which was like the best length for this, you know? We got Blast Off, track number 5. Almost at the halfway point. It blows my mind how quickly this is passing me by. It's almost a shame. I wish I didn't have to like review this track in its entirety like this within a recording session. I wish I could take it over a few days, but then it's like you lose track of your thoughts and stuff, right? And then it becomes confusing. And that's not good for reviews. Oh my, no, seriously. I try to avoid swearing in reviews when there's no swear words being said by the musician. But I'm gonna say it. I think this is fucking awesome, dude. There's something about this music which is really like making me really upbeat. You can imagine like someone going through space, getting ready to be an astronaut. Oh, that synth there is actually what I wanted from like the End of Dreams, but it's great that we're incorporating it here. So because we are doing this, I can only assume that 7x12 was happy with what Dreams was, and I think that's totally fine, you know? I think this song is a bit longer. You kind of need a little bit more of a defined direction, so having like this is a smart idea to have the lead here. I like those sequenced bum 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 bum. I like the way those are sequenced and put in here. There's a movement to this quarter note groove on the drums. In fact, there's a 16th note groove with the quarter on the drums, quarter note accent. And again, there's space, there's shifts in energy level because we understand we can't just have that intensity the whole dang time, but have ebbs and flows. Nice sort of dynamic range as well, like for real, I'm really impressed with the level of dynamic range within this track. When there's EDM stuff, sometimes it can be tempting to go too hard on the compression and back into it. So these concepts are kind of looped twice in a row typically. Maybe with the exception of Thunderbird. Like I know we had similar themes in the first and last half. First and last half. First and last third, I think. "7x12 should be huge, man. Like, I reckon a lot of people are really dig this music if they had the chance to listen to it. Can I give that one a heart? And the reason I'm giving it a heart is because I enjoy it that much. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated to. I'm probably going to start doing this with reviews in future so that people, if they find the players, are like, no, these are the ones that the guy really, really, really likes, you know? As of this review, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff I heard before that I really enjoyed. I'm gonna need to take a break off in a moment after this track, but the first half of this album has been sensational, and 7x12 ought to be proud of themselves. Lovely with the pads and there's a changing automation or the filtering on that sequencer there. I think the music is just so charming. There's not been anything in this album which is either trying to bite your head off or making you feel uncomfortable. This album really wants to be friends with you and wants to show you more about itself. And there's all these different angles of what 7x12 is capable of that I think that it's just one of the best albums I've heard this year so far. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's continue. We've got Base of My Shadows. Okay, this is very different to Blast Off, isn't it? A heartbeat. Oh, we got some kicks there as well. Interesting. That is a hell of a punchy kick, my man. Yeah, a subtle little riser in the back as well. I'm not really sure where we're going. Oh. To be honest, this is way harder than I thought we were going to be going today, judging from the first 5. It's so bass heavy without... It's like you had to be so precise with your mixing in order for it to sound this good. It sounds incredibly like caustic, you know? These weird sort of alien voices going. It sounds uncertain and mysterious in a bad way, I suppose, you know? Like it could be a horror movie theme or something like that. I like it though. I like that we have this emotional depth and range to this album. That thud to that snare. Even the snare is sounding like it's had his head knocked off. Oh, we got some hi-hat stuff going on here. Ooh. This is fun. It takes a long time to program your synths and whatever to do stuff like this. You know, there's a lot of different settings you have to be able to sort of like put into place. Where are we going with this though? We're going to a section which is a little bit more like what we're hearing now. We're going to go back to that really bass heavy kind of twisted stuff before. It's a fire build. It's on fire, my dude. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm really not sure where we're going with this, but I love that. Ooh, there's tension there. We're building. Okay. This is the top of the mountain. Okay, we can groove on here. We can dance with the snow falling on our place and then turning into steam because it's so damn hot. It's catchy as hell. I don't even know how we managed to get from the start to here. Kind of sounds like you're dancing in hell a little bit, doesn't it? Phenomenal music producer though. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, which is you can't just slam some presets down and hope for the best. You put it that way. Yep. Again, I'm liking the contrast to what we listened to previously. It's almost like I took a break at the right point. We got Ready by 7x12 and Rachele, Philipp. One of those. I'm not great at pronouncing some names, so I apologize. I didn't mean to cause any offense. Oh yeah? Some future bass kind of, a what? This is the single, right? Like, this sounds like it worked really well as a single track off of this album. I know that chord progression. It's great. Ooh, tension. That gave me chills there. I mean, I'm familiar with the progression and what it does and how it sounds. Damn, dude, Rachele can sing, man. She go, whoa, I can't do it. I'm never gonna be able to do her justice, at least not without a bit of training. She's a phenomenal vocalist. Those legato runs were sensational. The effortless vibrato, dude. The note choice within her melodies as well works so well with her, because it's tricky with these extended chords that 7x12's put in there. Like, I don't know what the balance of the music production was between these two on this collaboration, but it's a sensational track. Nice roundness set, 808 at the bottom. I was expecting her voice to be a little bit more prominent there, but I also know it would have sounded quite sort of samey if they'd had the exact same intensity with the vocals in the mix. So it's okay if we want to switch it up with the loudness, you know? These piano parts, along with the drums, that are just driving the whole line. It sounds like you're both floating on clouds, and you're just trying to wait on the person that you're into to make that decision. She's ready when you're ready, my dude. Or do that. You know, I'm not gonna judge. It's so chill. The strength of this song lies when you have the single vocals in the middle with the vocals on the side. The vocals on the side sound so resonant. The mixing this song is really good. I'm happy for it for the most part. I can't shake the feeling that the vocals in the center could have been up above 0.25 dB or something like that. But I also know from what we listened to just how stacked 7x12 is as an engineer, you know, as an audio engineer. Like, this has been some great sounding material we've heard. So it must have been a conscious decision, you know? She just soars and flutters all around the place because she's got the vocal ability and talent to be able to do that. Excellent work combining these two elements there. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like testament to 7x12's ability that he can make his collaborations with a dedicated vocalist just as good as his instrumentals. I think that's really well done. Yeah, great. We've got 4 tracks to go. We've got Serenity next. I'm wondering what this one's going to be. We just can't know. Go with some more extended 7th chords. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Is this Fly Me to the Moon? Oh, I hear you. I hear this. That Latin music vibe with this this fingerstyle guitar is fantastic. Or it's just played with a guitar pick. It sounds like it's played with a guitar. It could be both. It's just got that action there that I can pick up as like a dum-dum-dum. Excuse the pun with the pick before. Oh, a bass down there as well? Is that a double bass or electric bass? What kind of bass is that? Some percussion as well. I'm liking these subtle elements. They work together really well. Oh, interesting chord transition there. The bass line's incorporating really well with the rest of the harmonic elements. There's rolling those root notes. Oh, harmonized guitars, they're nice. Is that a cowbell or something like that? Or like a variant of that? I don't know. Oh, is there like a... I'm hearing like a snare in there that's like a muted snare or something like that. Oh, excellent. Really sophisticated little melody we're going on with the guitar. Some hammers and pull-offs, legato stuff. Reverting back to the original melodic theme. Oh, a bit of chromaticism. I don't know if it's necessarily chromaticism. Sounds great either way. Okay, that's the 2 times through that theme now. That section. Again, love that dynamic range to guitar performance. I can tell they've just let the guitar be. Have that sense of humanity to it. I always forget, is it the harmonic minor or the melodic minor the guitar is playing at the moment? It's testament to the discipline of the musicians involved that they're not just going completely just balls to the wall on this mainly guitar-led solo. So this is the 4th time now. Back with that cowbell. Is that cowbell slightly louder than it was before, or the snare-ish kind of thing going on every 2, 3, 4? It might be done like that for a purpose, I'm not sure. I'm not trying to be pedantic or anything like that. Yeah, the guitar is fine. It's literally just because you have range in the loudness of the guitar that sometimes some of the elements can become a little bit more apparent. That's a good thing. Because if everything sounds all the same, you're going to give the listener headaches because their brains are going to be like, oh, everything loud and bad. Oh, that was classy. Like, that flamenco style thing going on then with the quick strums. Serenity. Interesting. It did sound very peaceful. Sounded like they were fairly happy on an island playing their guitar there. Fantastic technique shown there by the guitarist and restraint as well. I think that was a really tasteful solo part there. We've got Alone, number 9. Oh, more guitar stuff with the steel strings that time. On the left side as well. Nice use of panning there. Is that a A minor 7? Boom.
They say everything works out in the end, but this time they're wrong. All this time were you playing pretend? I thought you were the one. I guess not. I don't know where to go. I'm sitting by my phone just waiting for your name to light my screen.
I wasn't sure how dark this was going to go, and I still don't know yet, so I'm not going to obviously cast judgment until this, in the early stages, but 7x12 has a phenomenal voice, and I wish that I'd heard it more throughout this album. I can also appreciate, though, maybe you need the different context, the different sort of experiences from the other tracks to really get a feel for the importance of this particular song. But just the guitar sounds sensational. He has lovely texture and warmth and coloration to his vocals. That's really shining here.
I'm broken all alone, scrolling back
I think this is one of the most relatable tracks for people in this day and age because a lot of people I know personally, including myself, do sit there with your phone, especially when you're like stressed out about your relationship or missing someone, and you do wonder if they're going to call you, and you wait there and the call never comes. A lot of people will be able to relate to this song. It's such a smart way of talking about difficulties in relationships and missing people. It's weird that we don't talk about this element of it enough, like the waiting for the call on the screen stuff. It's almost like it shows a particularly kind of lovable vulnerability to like admit that you're there by your phone waiting for that call. It's almost like, admitting that you waited there can be a sign, like I'm trying to sort of figure out how to say this. I need to finish my thought. For me personally, when I used to wait there, I felt really bad about myself because, I'd be like, man, like, am I ever going to get to a point where I don't feel like I have to be beholden to these people, that I'm not like just sitting there for them to use whenever they need it? I saw it as a sense of weakness. I'm not sure if that's how 7x12 sees it, but all we know so far is that they really need this person to call them.
I'm broken all alone, scrolling back to that photo when you said you loved me, but that didn't mean anything. Over and over and over it plays in my head. What could I have said to make you stay? What could I have done to make things change? I don't know where to go. I'm sitting by my phone just waiting for your name to light my screen. I'm broken all alone, scrolling back to that photo when you said you love me, but that didn't mean anything.
We haven't had sorry. We haven't had a super massive amount of development like beyond the choruses we've had instantiated. Maybe there's like an additional layer of like really subtle lead in there somewhere, but you didn't really need to have that. It's just kind of understanding and accepting the situation that you have with the singer. And the story, you can have it repeated and like understand it better each time with additional context provided by the other parts. It's a dream, but it sounds like a terrible dream, to be honest. But it's not necessarily a nightmare, is it? It's just like really sad. It's just really sad, you know?
To make things
If we go back a little bit.
over and over and over it plays in my head.
Yeah.
What could I have said to make you stay?
Yeah, so this is a song about someone leaving and wishing they'd come back. I was just thinking about some of the musical elements within this track and missed this part, and I wanted to make sure I didn't go past it. We've got Heartsick, number 10, which I presume... Don't know if it's presume or assume that this is in relation to the previous track. Is that Rain or like LP vinyl or something like that? We've got two really solid singles though, in terms of Ready and Alone. Okay, cool. We've got some 7th and 9th harmonies there with that guitar sliding about in the mid to highs. It's like almost hypnotic and mesmerizing to hear that guitar line being repeated again and again and again with the layers being taken away. Nice work accentuating some of those bass notes as well. I think that's charming. We got some violining here going on with the guitar part, haven't we? We were working with that volume knob to kind of wah wah. And it's lovely for the song to stand on its own without kind of drums to back it up. I think that you kind of know where you're at with it. You don't need any additional guidance with it. I would say this sounds like being heartsick. Yeah? It's meant to sort of, it's meant to illustrate the feeling that comes from alone, right? In a way that's not verbal or verbalized. I think those moments of static are, they're kind of like 7x12 showing that sort of mistiness, that dissonance from those moments of pain when things are quiet, right? I can so clearly imagine people having this as like a backing track in like a movie when someone's dealing with a breakup or like struggling with their emotions or like the situation, their relationship. And the fact that it's so easy for me to do that is sort of, at the very least, insinuates that 7x12's music is really, really well written and well performed. And it fits the narrative extremely well. And we've just got the last track here, The Journey, 2 minutes 33. In case you were wondering, just in advance, it's probably going to be a positive review, you know? Probably going to be a positive review. I could be wrong. You know, touch wood, you'd have to really screw this last one up. It sounds like icicles, doesn't it? It sounds incredibly beautiful. And like you're in a void, but the void is full of bright colors and it's just you're walking through it. Why have we got that record scratch there? Where are we going with this, my dude? 7x12, where are you going with this, man? Good. I thought we were going to go into another quite famous song there for a moment. What an amazing array of different influences we've had throughout this album, eh? We got some waltz vibes with the strings and lovely vibrato harmonies. That distortion and steam sounds like a LP just completely melting itself. Wow. I'd say that's one of the most interesting and engaging albums I've ever heard in my entire life, 7x12 Dreams. I'm not exaggerating. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. See, I'm lost for words. Sometimes I need to take a moment to really appreciate what I've listened to before I talk. That's something I'm still learning after having reviewed well over 1,000 songs now, getting close to 2,000, I think. When I listen to something of this caliber from a musician I've never heard before, I wonder, like, how many people listen to their music. We got 13. This is easily some of the most professional sounding material I've heard in an exceptionally long time. And by professional, I mean that this music doesn't solely just work as an album. This can be music that can be used for background music, for like music, like videos and like movies and stuff like that. There is an expanse of different applications for what 7x12 has shown today with Dreams. It's one of the best illustrations of a musician's capacity that I've heard, because you've just got such a wide range of different genres and influences in each of these tracks. There's no weak track within this album at all. I have nothing but love and adoration for what's been done here, and I don't think I could even begin to nitpick if I wanted to. I mean, there were parts that I was like, why is this kind of a little bit quieter than usual? But when you're talking about 0.25 dB boosts and stuff like that, really, it's just, yeah, that's just kind of being a little bit pedantic in my books. But I need to say it anyways, because as a reviewer, I have to be open and honest about how I feel about things. And if I just say everything was good, perfect, 100%, I have to do the best I can to not say that, because then it just, there might be something later on when I think about it I might not like. But anyways, getting into the conclusion of the review, because I'm rambling on. Dreams by 7x12, as I understand it, is an album about, well, as I can only understand it, literally the dreams that, only the dreams that 7x12 has had. You got Thunderbird, which is like a bird flying through the sky. Angel, which I imagine is someone, protects someone, like a guardian angel or something like that. And the kind of the glorious, it's just vibrant and full of life and almost a spiritual experience. We had Swinger, which was electro swing. We had Dreams, which is, it sounded like you were in a dreamscape, but a positive one. You had Blast Off, which sounded like an astral going into space. Space, My Shadows, which sounded like you were dancing to the grooves of the underworld. Ready, which was a track I think about being, being ready for a relationship, waiting on someone to get to the point where they felt they were safe to do that. Or ready to do that. Serenity, which was like about finding peace by yourself, alone, or like around other people and just enjoying the sound of your instrument and the beauty within that. Alone and Heartsick, I think, were about relationships, with Alone being about someone struggling with a breakup and wanting to find closure to it but being unable to. Heartsick is the emotional equivalent of what Alone was about and is more of an instrumental representation of that. And the journey, I think, was just like when you get to the end of your dreams that you're having and it just kind of becomes demented or warped or something like that. And, especially with that waltz one at the end, I think that was the people dancing together. Like the dream of them dancing together and being together, and then they're just kind of distorting and turning to dust and ash and stuff like that, which is a sad ending. But honestly, it's probably better than not everything in life. What I mean to say is that, while I'm sad that it happened to 7x12, what I meant is that you shouldn't make an album happy if you don't feel that it should be happy. Does that make sense? It's better to have an ending that is sad if that's how you feel it needs to end, because then that's an authentic experience. And you don't owe it to the listener to make happy, cheery, vibrant stuff. You can write about whatever the hell you want. Sure, it's up to the listener if they listen to that or if they enjoy that, but you're not obligated to write music that they like. There's a balance between that. I think that the balance was struck between listener and creator very, very well with Ready, which was a collab with Rachele, Philipp, and then Alone, which was like vocal led. Very straightforward tracks for people that need the vocals to really help them figure out what a song is about. I think those are two great singles. I'm hoping that they're being utilized. I'm hoping that actually this album gets a whole lot of attention because it's phenomenally well produced, written, and performed. Again, there's a lot of with the structures for most of these songs. The electro ones had the traditional builds and drops and sort of quiet bits, and you had some parts where they had two different types of drops, like two different genres going between them. The more sort of straightforward instrumental tracks, some of them were through composed, others had the vocals of the verse, and choruses and stuff like that. And they were fairly catchy, especially Ready. And Alone was obviously kind of more of a yeah, nah, we're not. Nothing's going right. This is a complete shambles. And it was sad. I experienced a wide range of emotions listening to this, and part of that is because of the way the music was produced and written and performed, and also because of the way that it was sung. And kudos to everyone involved in this album. It was incredibly well. Like there were a lot of really fantastic instrumental performances here, a lot of which are incredibly difficult to mimic, again, through like sampling or synthesis or stuff like that. You have to actually perform a lot of these instruments, and I have to hand it to X12. He's responsible for playing even half of these. Dude, nothing but like I'm so proud of you. Like even if you didn't like play any of these, right? I'm so proud of you for what you managed to accomplish with this album. You should ought to be proud of yourself too. And again, the recording, mixing, mastering, I might have nitpicked 1 or 2 bits occasionally, but for the most part, it was like masterful. And yeah, thoroughly radio friendly for 2022. I really hope that they can get some love for this album because they worked their asses off on it, I can tell, and they deserve all the love and attention they get. That I hope they'll get. But yeah, that was Dreams by 7x12. Thank you very much for watching my review of this album. If you did enjoy this album by 7x12, please do go show them some love via their various social medias and Spotify. Stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next review. Spider hands out.